The Allah Almighty said, "The king ordered, 'Bring Yusuf, peace be upon him, to me.' When the messenger reached Yusuf, he said, 'Go back to your king and ask him what really happened to these women, those who had cut off their hands, and it is my Lord who knows their tricks.' She wanted to seduce Yusuf with his heart's intention. They answered clearly, 'By Allah, we did not find any evil in Yusuf.' Then Aziz's wife also spoke that now the truth has been revealed. 'I am the one who turned her towards me.' Yusuf, peace be upon him, said that he asked this so that Aziz would know that I did not betray him behind his back, and also that Allah Almighty would use the tactics of traitors. I do not describe the purity of my soul. Indeed, it is the one who incites the soul to evil, but that my Lord should have mercy. Indeed, my sustainer is the most forgiving and the most merciful." Translation from 50 to 53. When the king was convinced of Yusuf's understanding and wisdom, he ordered him to be presented in his court, so that you, peace be upon him, would become a close companion of the king. When the messenger came to you, peace be upon him, you, peace be upon him, wanted your innocence to be revealed in front of everyone, and everyone should know that you, peace be upon him, had been imprisoned, was put in the box. Then he, peace be upon him, told him to go to his king and ask him about the women who had cut their hands. So the king gathered all these women, and when they were asked about this incident, all those women and Aziz's wife also spoke that Yusuf, peace be upon him, is innocent. We did not see any evil in Yusuf. It should be said that Yusuf, peace be upon him, had not committed any betrayal. Then Allah Almighty said in the Holy Quran, verses 54 to 57 of Surah Yusuf are translated, "Appointed I will take it that when I talked to him, he said that you are honorable and trustworthy with us. Yusuf, peace be upon him, said, 'Appoint me in charge of the treasures of the country.' Peace be upon him. We gave him the possession of the country. Wherever he wants to be, we extend our mercy to whomever we want. We do not waste the reward of the righteous. Indeed, the reward of the faithful and pious is much better." Then when he talked to you, peace be upon him, and witnessed the grace and perfection of you, peace be upon him, he said, "You, peace be upon him, are honorable and trustworthy with us." Yusuf, peace be upon him, asked the king to be in charge of the granaries, because after years of prosperity, there was a possibility of deterioration in the food system. He wished to adopt a better policy for the people in the days of economic hardship, and to be gentle and kind to them, so that Allah would be pleased. This shows that if a person has the importance of trust, honesty, and responsibility, then he can demand a building. Made him the ruler of. He clothed him with a royal ring, a silk robe, and a gold necklace, and made him ride on his second horse, and proclaimed him. It is said that when Aziz Egypt died, the king gave his position to Yusuf. It is also said that the king of Egypt, he had accepted Islam at the hands of Yusuf, peace be upon him. Then Allah Almighty said in the Holy Quran, the brothers of Yusuf, peace be upon them, and went to Yusuf, peace be upon them. Then Yusuf, peace be upon them, recognized them, but the brothers called Yusuf, peace be upon them. He did not recognize them. When he provided them with their means, he said, "To bring to me this brother of yours who is yours from the father. Have you not seen that I measure the whole, and that I am the best host? And if you do not bring it to me, you will not get any grain from me, but rather, don't even come close to me." They said, "Well, we will trick his father about him and do our best," and told his servants to put their money in their sacks, so that when they return, they will return to their families. If you go and recognize the Panjis, then it is very possible that they will return again. In these verses, Allah Almighty has mentioned the brothers of Yusuf, peace be upon him, that they went to Egypt to collect grain. I was suffering from, but at that time Yusuf, peace be upon him, had become ruler. When he came to him, he recognized him, but he did not recognize Yusuf, peace be upon him, because he could never imagine that he, peace be upon him, would be in this position. But the people of the book say that when he came to Yusuf, peace be upon him, and prostrated before him, he recognized him and wanted him not to recognize you. So he spoke to him in a harsh tone. They said that you are spies and have come to get information about our area. They said that we have only come to collect grain because of the famine, and one is with our father. Go and take the other brother with you. Allah has mentioned that when he provided them with means, i.e. according to custom, he gave each of them grain equivalent to a camel's load. Then he said, "You should also bring to me that brother of yours who this is from your father." He said because he asked him how many brothers he had. He replied that we are 12 brothers. Even threatened that if you do not bring your brother to me in the future, I will not let you come close to me, and I will not even give you grain. Take Benjamin with you so that you, peace be upon him, can meet your brother later. If you find this money in your belongings, then you must bring it back. The second thing is that you, peace be upon him, were afraid that in the coming year they might not have enough money to buy grain. The reason is that you, peace be upon him, did not think it appropriate to charge the price of grain from his brothers Yusuf, peace be upon him, very wisely encouraged his brothers to bring Benjamin, the brother of Yusuf, peace be upon him. In the Holy Quran, Allah Almighty said, "When those people returned and went to their father, they said, 'The measure of grain has been withheld from us. Now send our brother with us, so that we may bring grain again. We are responsible for his guardianship.' Yakub, peace be upon him, said, 'I have the same trust about him as you did about his brother. So the best guardian is Allah, and he is the most merciful.' When they opened their belongings and saw that their capital had been returned to them, they said, 'O our father, what else do we need? Then our capital has been returned to us.' Yakub, peace be upon him, said, 'I will never send him with you unless you give me the promise of Allah that you will bring him safely from me, except for one surah, that all of you should be arrested when he gave the promise.' So Yakub, peace be upon him, he said that Allah is the guarantor of the pledge we are making, and advised that, 'O my children, all of you do not all of you go through one gate, but enter through different gates.' It should be trusted that when they entered through the same routes that their father had ordered them to enter, this strategy was nothing to avoid the order of Allah, but it was a wish of Yaqub, peace be upon him, which he fulfilled without a doubt. They were knowledgeable because we had taught them knowledge, but most people do not know this. The verses of Yusuf are translated from 63 to 68. In these verses, Allah Ta'ala has mentioned the situations that occurred when the brothers of Yusuf, peace be upon them, went back to their father. It was stopped. That is, the condition of getting the grain is only that you send our brother with us. If you do not send him, then the grain will not be received. They were returned, they said, 'O our father, what else do we need when our capital has also been returned to us?' There was a strong desire to keep Benjamin with him, because he smelled Yusuf, peace be upon him, in him, and he was comforted that the second brother of Yusuf, peace be upon him, was with him. So he said that I will never take him with you. I will not send him until you give me the pledge of Allah and bring him back to me safe and sound." Yakub, peace be upon him, took a firm pledge from them and adopted a perfectly cautious attitude towards his son. But caution did not dictate destiny. Can change, and at that time then Benjamin would never have been in dire need of grain because of the famine there, but Allah had already decided that Allah does what he wills. Then Yakub, peace be upon him, advised his sons not to enter the city through one gate, but through different gates. It is said that Yakub, peace be upon him, was afraid that he might not be seen because all his sons were beautiful and of good stature. If you get any clue, the first opinion is more, it seems, correct. That's why he said that I will bring you something from Allah, not from the people of the book. Say that Yakub, peace be upon him, sent his sons as a gift to Egypt, pistachios, almonds and cypresses, honey and banyan fruit, etc. And when they all came to Yusuf, peace be upon him, he made his brother sit next to him and said, that I am your brother Yusuf. Don't feel sorry for whatever they are doing. Then when he had given them their belongings, he placed a cup of water in his brother's clothes. You people in the caravan are thieves. They turned towards them and said, what is your thing that has been lost? Yes, they said, Allah's by oath. You know very well that we have not come to spread mischief in the country, nor are we thieves. He said, good thief, what is the punishment for if you answered falsely? The punishment for him is that whoever finds a cup among the causes, that is his reward. We punish such wrongdoers in this way. First, we started searching their belongings. Then we took this cup out of our brother's belongings. He elevated whomever he wanted. He said that if he stole, it is not a big deal. His brother has also stolen before Yusuf, peace be upon him. Took this matter to heart, I kept it, and did not reveal to them at all that you are of a worse status, and Allah knows best what you described. Take one of us. We see that you are very righteous. Yusuf, peace be upon him, said, we seek refuge in Allah from arresting anyone other than the one with whom we found our property. These verses of Surah Yusuf will become, those the translation from 69 to 79 is here. Allah Almighty has given the news that when people Yusuf Salam brought his brother Benjamin to Egypt, it should also be remembered that the only brothers of Yusuf, peace be upon him, were Benjamin, and the rest of the brothers were his half-brothers, told him that I am Yusuf, and also comforted him about the mistreatment of his brothers. Then E.A.S. used a secret trick which E.A.S. used as a means to keep Benjamin with him. He, E.A.S. told his servants that cup without telling them put this bowl in Benjamin's equipment. Use it for drinking water and measuring grain. He used to say when they left, the prophet sent some people after them. They went and told them that you have stolen the king's bowl. He turned towards him and denied the accusation against him and said with a stern attitude, by Allah, you know very well that we have not come to spread mischief in the country, nor are we thieves. The servants of Yusuf, peace be upon him, heard. He said, well, what is the punishment for a thief if you are a liar? He replied, the punishment for him is that whoever finds the cup in his belongings, that is his reward. So to such tyrants this is what they punish. They did this because there was a law in their Sharia that a thief is handed over to the person he stole from. Allah Almighty said, before searching his belongings, he started searching his belongings and took out the bowl from his brother's belongings, so that no one would suspect him and the plan would be effective. In the same way it was devised by the spirit of this king's law, seeing that they could not take their brother. The other brothers of Yusuf, peace be upon them, said that if he stole it is not a big deal. His brother has also stolen before. That is, they made Yusuf, peace be upon him, a thief as well, stole the idol and broke it. And there is a saying that your maternal grandmother loved you very much, so she had eyes expelled in her clothes and then took it out from your clothes. That's why this trick worked, so that he, peace be upon him, could stay with his maternal grandmother. Some scholars say that he, peace be upon him, used to steal food from the house and then feed it to the poor. There are some other sayings in this regard. So the brother said that Joseph he also stole.